Just a few years ago, I took a new job as a records clerk in the courthouse of the town I reside in. It wasn't necessarily the most exciting position, but as a state job, it paid well and the benefits were unbeatable, so I was excited for the career change. The records department was down in the basement of the courthouse, so you had to be okay with being shoved away from the rest of the world. There were no windows, just fluorescent lights that worked most of the time. The previous records clerk, Sharon, was retiring. She was there to show me the ropes before she left. I remember what she said to me the first day of training. "Young lady, you're in for one heck of a ride, but I can already tell you'll make it. Just don't let old Jim intimidate you." "Who's Jim?" I asked. "He's the courthouse ghost. He usually hangs out down here, but sometimes he goes and annoys the ladies up in the clerk's office. And you're new, so he's going to test you," she said, laughing. I just smiled. This lady was about 70. She clearly had an active imagination, and I wasn't going to argue with someone so many years my senior. But I didn't believe in the paranormal. I believed that once you passed, and that was it. During the last day of training, there was a weird occurrence. We were going through an old case file and making copies of a few documents that the district attorney requested, when the power suddenly cut off. Since we were down in the basement, it was pitch black. "Dang it, Jim, not again," Sharon exclaimed. I shook my head. Thankfully, she couldn't see me in the dark. Blaming a supposed ghost for an old building losing power was a bit of a stretch, but I kept my mouth shut. We couldn't really move, but I slowly made it back to the desk, felt around for my phone, and turned on the flashlight. "I'm sure the lights will be back on soon. Jim just thinks he's funny," Sharon said, rolling her eyes. "Well, tell Jim to hurry, because we've got a DA waiting for those papers, and we all know how patient he is," I said, smirking. It took about 15 minutes before the power came back on, which set us back significantly, since it was a large file with a lot to weed through. But we ultimately pulled everything the DA needed, and luckily he was in a good mood and didn't hold the power outage against us. My first day alone, I was excited to start making the desk area my own, so I brought in some pictures of my niece and nephew, and rearranged some of the drawers to be more left-handed friendly. Later in the day, I was completing a large request from one of the ladies in the child support department when I heard a door slam. The big door to our department in the basement basically slammed shut behind you, no matter what you did. I peered out from the copy room, but didn't see anyone. It wasn't often that anyone came to us. We usually took calls and either faxed and emailed stuff or ran it up to the department asking for it in rare cases. I heard footsteps approaching, so I stopped what I was doing and stepped out to see what was going on. But there was no one, and the footsteps still sounded very close. I listened for a few more seconds. The footsteps got louder and louder, as if someone was walking straight at me, but no one was there. It has to be someone walking upstairs, I thought. But deep down I knew you can't hear the people walking upstairs. The footsteps stopped directly in front of me. Feeling crazy as I did it, I said out loud, "Hello? Jim?" "Oh, for heaven's sake, you're talking to a fake ghost," I mumbled. As I finished my sentence, the stapler went flying off the front of the desk, making me scream and jump back. "Okay, sorry, maybe you're not fake, Jim," I said. The footsteps started up again, but this time they were headed away heavily and quickly, as if I insulted him. My head was spinning. I didn't know what to believe. Up to that point, I'd always been strongly against the theory that the spirit world existed. Now I was quite literally face to face with a potential ghost. Later, I was checking and replying to emails when I felt like I was being watched. I didn't say or do anything to make it known that I was feeling this way. I had a feeling Jim was enjoying scaring the newbie. I was just about to hit send on an email to one of the assistant district attorneys and the computer screen went black. Sighing, I tried tapping a few keys on the keyboard and moving the mouse to see if I could get it to come back, but nothing happened. I got up to step away for a few seconds when I noticed the power cord dangling from the back, not plugged in. I backed away from the desk, shocked. There's something truly unnerving about someone you can't see or hear getting so close to your personal space to do something like that. Over the next few days, the antics continued, and I finally had enough one afternoon. After having the chair moved back as I went to sit in it and landing on the floor, I yelled out, "Okay, Jim, I get it. You're real. Ghosts are real. Can you just leave me alone?" Finally, the occurrences stopped being so intense, and they only happened occasionally. I now fully believe it was Jim. He was testing the newbie. Jim made me believe in the spirit world, and for that, I'm forever grateful for him. First of all, I'm left-handed, and I'm about to go on a small rant. We're living in a right-handed world. We can't do anything without modifying something. Second of all, I'm sure it wasn't cool at the time, but it's cool that those experiences happened and opened your mind up to the paranormal. Thank you so much for sharing your story. A quick shout out to a couple listeners who asked for my PayPal or Cash App and sent something. I don't want to out you, but you know who you are. It was really sweet and very much appreciated. I'm so glad you both enjoy the channel so much. As requested, I'll start adding the Cash App and PayPal to my descriptions, but by no means does anyone have to send anything. I just love sharing these stories. Just knowing people are listening is way more than enough. If you have a paranormal story to share, email it to the address in the description below. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow, friends.